What's going on, guys? And happy Pride Month. Today is the second month of Pride, as of recording this video. And I'm sure that you're all wondering, Six, why the fuck are you mentioning this? You know, I'm so very, very confused. Well, how do I explain this? So, I kind of forgot that it was actually Pride Month, this month, but then I don't know how to explain to you the smell that it fucking emanated from my computer. I know that sounds crazy, but you've got to believe me. It smelled like skunk ass and a little bit of sulfur, but that's besides the point. My broader and the point I'm trying to get to here is I knew something was coming. I just didn't know what. And then one day, after sticking with the smell for fucking hours, it's been hours at this point, it hit my For You page. Think before you sleep. Entered my For You page, dropping a video like a pigeon dropping a big fat shit on my forehead. It was the absolute last thing that I asked for Christmas, and yet it still arrived months too early. Why the LGBT movement is failing. We're gonna go through this video, and I'm gonna talk about it, and it's not gonna be good. Probably. I'm not a filthy pre-watcher, okay? So we're gonna go through this video in real time together.
Some carry hate. We carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park, and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove a point, that trans is natural.
Please, tell me what's natural about having to wear a wig and tons of eye makeup to try and get people to treat you like a woman.
The Trump administration and transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural, but species that can transition sexes can be found on every continent and in every ocean on planet Earth.
That had to be the most disingenuous analogy that I've ever heard. Show me a human male that's become female spontaneously without spending like $100,000 in the operating room. Well, even the surgeries don't change their biology, and just because certain animals can do things doesn't mean that humans can do those things. Some animals aren't sexually dimorphic, and the females are just as strong as the males. That's not humans, though. There are a lot of differences between the sexes.
Okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to steel man your arguments, and then I'm going to break it down because I know that you like picking on people who... No, I'm not trying to be, offensive or anything, and obviously the person that Think Before You Sleep chose isn't trying to, debate on whether sex or gender is the same thing, and it is sometimes used interchangeably. Sex and gender are not the same thing, per the fucking dictionary. And again, I'm not trying to put down these creators that he's targeting, but a lot of these creators are talking to their small community that doesn't misinterpret them at every single word that they say, so... These people are going to take that and they're going to take it in every worst way possible and make a fucking 18-minute long video, shitting on that person. So, yes, you're right. You can't change your sex. That's not something that humans are able to do yet, which, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe we will. Anyways, I do understand what they're trying to say in the video, talking about how some animals can change sexes, but I don't think that's a good example, just purely because of the changing sexes part. You want to go with the argument that it's not natural, fine. But the only proof that you've given me that it's not natural is that makeup and wig? What the fuck is the point that you're even trying to prove here? Now, let's go with the assumption that being transgender is a quote-unquote mental illness, something that I've heard you and your fucking sides say repeatedly, constantly, and bash it into the skulls of these fucking people. Would that not, in turn, make it natural? And if in turn you say, no, it doesn't make it natural, do we say people with schizophrenia aren't natural? Do we say people with depression aren't natural? Do we say people with anxiety aren't natural? In general, I don't like this natural argument because who's to say that anything that isn't natural is fucking bad? And you talk about disingenuous like you don't nitpick the people that you talk about. You would never in your entire fucking career ever talk with Destiny or about Destiny. Sorry, not to call out Destiny specifically, but just a person that fucking comes to mind. Anybody like him, anybody that talks about this subject, like Dean Parker, or just literally anybody who debates about this subject, you will never have a dialogue with them because you just pick random 1,000 follower accounts on Twitter and you shit on them because you're a fucking pussy. And obviously, I'm not comparing being transgender with having depression or having schizophrenia or anxiety. Just proving my point, if you truly believe that it's a mental illness, how do you then say that it's unnatural? If you want my opinion, and you don't even really need my opinion for this, you can talk to trans people or just look at the fucking statistics and research that's been done on it. It's the same shit as being born gay or, being heterosexual. You're just born with it. How else would you explain the gay or trans people that were born into Catholic homes that had to literally repress their entire self-identity coming out after leaving those households as gay or trans? Like, it literally makes no fucking sense. Like, do you think these people were just choosing to get ostracized from their community? I don't know, man. Just use that little fucking pea inside of your head for a second, please.
So before I demolish this delicious and very valid pastry, repeat after me. Big croissants don't affect me in the slightest.
Yeah, that's not the case. In fact, that's exactly everyone's problem and why people have so much energy against trans activism. We were all just out here minding our own business, and then a bunch of activists started inserting themselves into everything and saying, you have to treat us how we demand you treat us, or you lose your job. This sort of extortionist behavior is why people are mad at the LGBT crowd.
And you know what? In the perfect world, if that's actually what was happening, I would agree with you. I would be on your side. Hey you, yes you, stop extorting and making this man treat you how you want to be treated. Wait, what's that? Wait, how do you want to be treated? Oh, the same as everyone else? Like, you're pointing at a very tiny percent of the community that want to be treated with extra, like, they want to get extra shit. You're literally looking at an entire community, and you're, like, taking a magnifying glass, and you're looking at, like, 4 people. Yeah, these guys want extra, these guys want extra shit. Ha! This whole community is like that. Of fucking course you can find people like that. But if you talk to most gay or trans people or whatever the fuck, a part of that community, they're just gonna tell you that they want to be treated the same as everybody else. The real reason why people have so much negative energy towards these people is because of accounts like yours. People who take the 1% of this group of people, and by the way, a already very small group of people, and you inflate them up to be, oh, this is everybody. This is the entire community. And this is what 80% of them want. No, this is not what even 10% of them want. They just don't want to be called slurs on the street. They want to be treated like a regular person on social media platforms. 95% of them just want a semblance of respect, and not even like, oh, I respect you because you're gay. Just, I respect you as a fellow fucking human being. You could probably find like 3 videos on YouTube talking about why being straight is wrong, or some like obscene fucking crazy shit, but you could find hundreds, if not millions, of videos talking about why gay people are bad on YouTube. They're not sitting here demanding shit. They just want to be treated like a normal fucking person.
From Today USA, women want to be her, men want to be with her. Dylan Mulvaney, the true definition of beauty and grace. Bro, Dylan Mulvaney doesn't even want to be Dylan Mulvaney. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of trans people out there who just want to mind their own business and go on with their lives. In fact, the right to be able to mind their own business was originally what the LGBT movement was pushing for. And I think that's an idea that most Americans these days would have no problem supporting. However, the activists, not the normie LGBT people, I'm specifically talking about the activist part of this community, constantly display the most self-centered and entitled behavior. And it's not transphobic or bigoted to point out when someone's being a self-absorbed asshole. Let's go back to that image. Women want to be her. Yeah, except for all the women who are pissed off at Dylan's woman face behavior.
I just want to point out how it's extremely fucking funny that you just said most Americans are fine with trans people just being trans people. And then you also, in the same sentence, point out how people were mad that she was trans on a commercial. You're blowing my fucking mind here. You know that? You're blowing my fucking mind.
What are you even really disclosing? What is there to disclose? There's no deception. When you're dating someone, you don't have to disclose every single thing about yourself up front. That's the fun of it. You get to learn about someone new.
Considering that the status of your sexuality is a big deal for a relationship, that definitely should be disclosed before you even go on a date.
So he does actually make a decent point here. I don't agree. If you're going on a date, I don't really agree that you have to tell them that you're trans. I do think it's better to put it on your profile to obviously be transparent, but I really don't think it's like a big deal unless you guys are like fucking or something. Then the other person should probably know, just as you'd put like you're bisexual or whatever on your dating website. You should probably also be putting that. But again, this guy uses the same 4 people to get his point across. He still has yet to explain how the LGBT movement is failing in any way. The only thing that he's brought up so far are these just random TikTokers. I just don't know what we're fucking doing here. A common thing that you notice about a lot of these right-wing and super like conservative dudes is that they just never talk to like or like make a video on a debater or somebody who like challenge them on their shit. These people are literally just fucking bullies.
And what's funny is that I'm old enough to remember that back in 2020, I made a video about them medically transitioning kids, and I got gaslit like crazy with a bunch of wokies in the comments saying, no, they're just socially transitioning kids. They don't get medical treatment until they're adults. At that point, there were only a handful of news stories about people medically transitioning under 18, but just 5 years later, medically transitioning kids has been completely normalized.
Estrogen treatment is irreversible and would make Josie sterile. But Josie and her mother never doubted it was the right thing until an unexpected conversation happened one afternoon.
But on the inside, where nobody else can see,
Yeah.
are you a boy or are you a girl?
Maybe I'm a boy inside and a girl outside.
Really?
Yeah, is that true?
Only you know the answer to that.
Sometimes I think I'm a boy, sort of, but I want to be a girl.
Yeah.
Dr. Olson had a decision,
You are in the perfect place to start on blockers.
and she promises to begin giving her estrogen, female hormones, in 2 years.
Around 13. That's what I think. You're not going to wait until 16 to start. You know that, okay?
A lot of times it strikes me that had this happened just 20 years ago,
Thank you.
I wouldn't have been able to give her blockers and she would have had to go through male puberty. That terrifies me.
It's all done. Do you want a hug?
I don't know that she would have survived male puberty.
I'm not really sure how these people have it in their head that it's okay to allow a young child to make a permanent decision like that, especially considering that the child expressed pretty heavy doubt, and maybe that's the best cue to not put your kid on life-altering medications when they turn 13.
Also, if you've noticed, I've been kind of skipping around in the video. I'm not trying to hide some shit that I don't want to talk about. You can go to his channel and watch the video. He just kind of repeats and like bashes on the same person over and over and over. And I will just be fucking repeating myself that yes, not all like trans people or gay people are good people, but you're pointing at the 1% of an already tiny community, and you're pointing at them and saying that that's, you know, these are all trans people. These people don't talk for the entire LGBT movement. It's just, you have still yet to explain how they do that. Anyways, I do agree that you shouldn't be put on HRT or estrogen or whatever until you're able to like make that decision yourself. Now, that opinion for me can change because I do research in this shit, and you know, I don't know everything. I'm not a fucking genie or some shit. But wait a minute, guess what? The law also agrees with me, which for some reason you seem to have left out of your video. You can only get started on that shit when you're 16 and above, which I think is a proper age to where you can start consenting to which shots you want to get or what medical treatments you want to receive. Obviously, there's a whole conversation in philosophy, like talking there about what age you can start to consent to like flu shots and shit like that. I think 16 is a good age range to where you're able to put in a decent amount of critical thinking there about what you want. Obviously, I still think the parents should get a say because they're not a full adult yet, but you shouldn't be able to just inject them with whatever you want and they just have no say because they're not 18 yet. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. And from what I could find, puberty blockers are considerably known throughout the medical field to be completely reversible. Whenever you're on like puberty blockers, when you stop taking them, your puberty restarts and it begins again. I'll have some like articles linked in the description, but literally just do your own research. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and tell you what to believe. And by research, I do not mean Twitter. Alrighty. Well, I watched the rest of the video and I can't lie to you, it's kind of shit. He then brings on this, I guess they used to be trans, I don't know. This trans person, and they talk about pretty much how trans people are like, they're made, trans and gay people are made from like abuse or some shit, and like all of it is caused from abuse. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with him about that point. Obviously, it's not fucking true. He makes it very vague that he believes that, or if he doesn't believe that, so I can't really hammer him on that point, but he does show a person in this video and kind of agrees with them, so I'm also not really sure where he's getting these numbers. I was trying for like 5-10 minutes to find, you know, the numbers on that fucking statement, and I literally just can't find anything. So I did find that trans people have a 4 times more likelihood to get raped, so I mean, there's that, I guess. I don't know, man. Anyways, in conclusion of this video, he tries to make it seem like most people don't really care about like trans people or like gay people, and they don't really care. They just live their lives, while also contradicting himself on basically showing times where normal people were just mad because a trans person was like doing something in their daily life. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't understand how he doesn't see that he's literally contradicting himself here. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video there. I kind of just want to play some Dead Space, I'm not gonna lie. But if you guys want like longer form videos, I can go through the entire video and like not skip around. I know some people probably don't like that, and again, you can watch the fucking whole video there. I'm not like avoiding shit. I'm just lazy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of just lazy. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys want more, let me know. You can join the Discord in the description and recommend me shit to react to. But yeah, that'll be me. See ya.